5 car insurance mistakes that could cost you thousands. Have you ever wondered why two people can drive the same car, live in the same area, and still pay completely different prices for car insurance? The answer is often not the car. Sometimes, the biggest difference comes from the choices you make when buying your insurance policy. And in this video, we are going to look at 5 common car insurance mistakes that could cost drivers thousands of dollars over time. Some of these mistakes are so common that people make them without even realizing it. Let's start with the first one. Mistake number 1. Choosing the cheapest insurance policy. Imagine this. You are searching for car insurance online. You see 3 different prices. One company wants $120 per month. Another wants $80. And the third one wants only $45. Naturally, many people immediately choose the cheapest option. But this can be a dangerous mistake. The cheapest policy is not always the best deal. Why? Because insurance policies can have very different levels of coverage. One policy may cover damage to your car, medical expenses, theft, and accidents. Another policy may offer much less protection. For example, imagine you are involved in a serious accident. Your insurance only covers $25,000 in damages. But the accident causes $100,000 in total damage. Who pays the remaining $75,000? Depending on the situation and local laws, you could be responsible for a large part of that money. So instead of asking only, "How much does this policy cost?" you should also ask, "What exactly does this policy cover?" A cheap policy can sometimes become extremely expensive after an accident. Mistake number 2. Not comparing insurance prices. Many drivers buy insurance from one company and then stay with that company for years. They never check other prices. They simply allow the policy to renew automatically every year. But insurance prices can change. Your driving record may change. Your location may change. Your car may become older. And different companies may calculate your risk in completely different ways. One insurance company might consider you a high-risk driver. Another company might offer you a much lower price for almost the same coverage. This is why comparing prices can potentially save you hundreds of dollars every year. You do not necessarily need to change companies every few months. But checking the market once a year can be a smart financial habit. Sometimes, a simple phone call or online quote can reveal that you have been paying far more than necessary. Mistake number 3. Forgetting to update your insurance information. Let's say you originally bought your insurance 5 years ago. At that time, you lived in one city, drove only a few miles to work, and had a completely different daily routine. But now, things have changed. Maybe you moved to another area. Maybe you work from home. Maybe you drive much less than before. Or perhaps you now use your car for a completely different purpose. If your insurance company does not know about important changes, your policy may no longer accurately reflect your situation. In some cases, incorrect information can even create problems when you make a claim. That is why you should review your policy whenever something important changes. Your address, your mileage, your job, the way you use your vehicle, and even the drivers who regularly use your car. Keeping your information accurate can help prevent unpleasant surprises later. Mistake number 4. Ignoring your deductible. The deductible is the amount of money you agree to pay yourself before your insurance begins paying for a covered claim. For example, imagine your deductible is $500. Your car suffers $5,000 in covered damage. You may have to pay the first $500, while the insurance company covers the remaining eligible amount. Some drivers choose an extremely low deductible because they want to pay less after an accident. But the problem is that a lower deductible often means a higher monthly insurance premium. Other drivers choose a very high deductible to reduce their monthly payments. but then they may struggle to pay the deductible after an accident. So the important question is not simply, should I choose a high deductible or a low deductible? The real question is, how much could I realistically afford to pay if something happened tomorrow? The best deductible is usually one that gives you a balance between affordable monthly payments and a realistic emergency expense. Mistake number 5. Assuming your insurance covers everything. This may be the biggest mistake of all. Many people believe that because they have car insurance, every problem with their car is automatically covered. But that is not how insurance works. Different policies cover different risks. A policy may cover collisions. Another may cover theft or weather damage. Some policies may include roadside assistance. Others may not. And certain situations may be specifically excluded from coverage. For example, using your personal vehicle for certain types of business activity may require additional coverage. Allowing an unlisted driver to use your vehicle could also create complications, depending on your policy and local rules. The important lesson is simple. Never assume. Read the important parts of your policy. Understand what is covered. Understand what is not covered. And if something is unclear, ask your insurance company before you actually need to make a claim. Because the worst time to discover a coverage problem is after an accident has already happened. Final thoughts. Car insurance is something most drivers pay for every month. But many people never take the time to understand exactly what they are paying for. And that can lead to expensive mistakes. The 5 mistakes we discussed today are: choosing insurance based only on the cheapest price, never comparing different insurance companies, failing to update your personal and driving information, choosing a deductible without thinking about emergencies, and assuming your policy covers everything. Avoiding these mistakes will not guarantee that your insurance price becomes cheaper. But understanding your policy can help you make better decisions and avoid unpleasant financial surprises. Before your next insurance renewal, take a few minutes to review your coverage. Compare your options. Check your information. And make sure your policy still matches your real life. Because when it comes to car insurance, the cheapest policy is not always the best policy. And the policy you understand is often the policy that protects you the most when something goes wrong. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, subscribe for more simple explanations about money, insurance, and everyday financial decisions.